Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone, I am Fathya Ariyani. I am from Telkom University, majoring Diploma of Information System. Today, in this opportunity, I would like to present to you all about web-based application for monitoring and contract labor assessment. Without wasting time, let's start it. So the first section is abstract. In this section, we will concentrate to 5W and 1H about the application. So, what is the name of this application? The name of this application is Web-Based Application for Monitoring and Contract Labor Assessment. Next, where this application is used. This application is used in Badan Narkotika Nasional, West Java Province. Who are the users of this application? The users of this application are the head of BNN West Java Province, the head of subdivisions, the head of division, and the contract employees. Why this application is needed? This application is needed because BNN needs a tools for monitoring the performance activities and conducting the performance appraisals to the contract employees. Then, when this application is needed, this application will be needed when the contract started. Last but not least, how to make this application? Making this application is done by the SDLC waterfall model, according to Ian Summerfield, where at the software requirement analysis stage, the interview methods and observation are used with the head of subdivision and implemented by using PHP program language, CodaIgniter framework, and MySQL database. So on the next section, we have background. This is the reason why this application must be built. So monitoring and performance appraisal of permanent employees have been computerized with an information system that owned by BNN. However, mentoring and performance appraisals have not been integrated with the contract labor employees because they have just 1 year period to work at the BNN West Java Province. Therefore, contract labor employees don't have a proper information system. Besides that, currently, the monitoring and performance appraisals is still manual using paper that contains a performance activity form for the contract employees. On the next section, we have the users and the roles. Users number 1 is the contract employees. Their roles are entering a performance activities and see the result of the performance activities. The second users is the head of subdivisions. Their roles are monitoring the performance of contract employees and then inputting the appraisals of contract employees. The third user is the head of division. Their role is confirming the performance appraisals of the contract employees. And the last is the head of BNN West Java Province. His or her role is seeing the reports on the results of the appraisals according to the ranking. So this is the method that used to build this application. At the first step, it has defining requirements. In this step, the developer used interviews and observation for knowing the process of the monitoring and performance appraisal. On the second step, it has designing. The developer designing the application, the interface, and the database. The interface is designed using Balsamiq. The application was designed using use case diagram and class diagram. And the database is designed by ERD or entity relationship diagram and relation diagram. Third step, it has implementing and testing. The design will be implemented by PHP, Apache Web Server, and then CodeIgniter framework, MySQL for database. Then, if the system has built, the developer can go to the fourth step, integration and testing. In this step, the testing is using black box testing and user acceptance test. And then the last, operation and maintenance. So on the next section, we have business process. It will be 3 sections: input activities, appraisal activities, monitoring activities. The first activity is input activity. So the contract employees logged in to the system, and then the contract employees fill the form that contains a performance activity, and then the employees upload the proof for that performance activities. After that, the head of subdivision will examine the performance activities. The second activity is rolled by the head of subdivision and the head of division. So in these activities, the head of subdivision have received the form from the employees, and then they examine the form. They fill out the appraisal form in order to be confirmed by the head of division. So if the head of divisions have received the appraisal form, they can examine and confirm it or not confirm it. If it is confirmed, then the head of division can give a message or comments or remarks to the contract employees. But if it's not confirmed, the head of division can give a comments to the head of subdivision. The last activities is monitoring activities. It rolled by the head of subdivisions. So the process is the head of subdivisions log in into the system and then click the activities menu, and then they can search the activities data from the contract employees that they want to monitor. Now let's continue to the next section Interface Design Implementation. So this is the interface that built by CodaIgniter framework. At the first of the website, we can see the home page. When we landing to the website, this is the interface. A form login. If users logged in, it will be different between employees, the head of subdivisions, head of division, and the head of BNN. At this one is the dashboard for the contract employees, and then in the next slide we have dashboard for the head of subdivision and the head of division, and the next slide we have dashboard for the head of BNN West Java province. The dashboard have a different functional depends on the position. Beside the dashboard of head of BNN, there is a list of performance activities. They can edit it too, and they can delete it. And next, they can see the biodata. They can edit it. And then the other feature of this application is adding family data. They can edit it and they can delete it. So there are some conclusions that have several 2 points. First, the application helped the contract employees to inputting their performance activities, and it helped them to see the result of performance activities. Second, this application can help the head of subdivision to monitoring the contract employees' activities. Third, this application helped the head of subdivision to give an appraisal to the performance activities and store the data online securely. The head of division can easily confirm the performance appraisal, so the contract employees don't need to wait for a long time. Fifth conclusion, the head of BNN West Java province can easily see the report on the results according to the rank. Last conclusion is the application can help the head of subdivision to making a final report for the contract employees, and they can see based on the pie chart that provided. And maybe that's all that I can give to you. If you have any question, you can write it on comment section. And then I'm sorry for my mistakes. All the goods come from Allah and all the bads come from it. So thank you for your attention. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.